All right, so how do we define the parabola, right? So write this down. Just take a little minute and look back at the locus I gave you for the circle and the ellipse. Right? I gave you the locus of the ellipse and I gave you a locus, a little definition. Just take a minute and look back at this now. So you know what you're writing. Right. So let's take a look at the parabola now, right? All the points, write this down. This is the locus of a parabola. Locus of a parabola. All the points on a parabola are equidistant. All the points on a parabola are equidistant. From a focus and a directrix. Is it directrix here? Focus and a directrix. All the points are equidistant from those two. Ready? So let's see if we can sort of try to plot this, right? So the parabola is equidistant from this point and this line. The line is called the directrix, and the focus is this point here. Okay, so let's plot a few. The middle might be somewhere here. In between might be, so this distance and this distance are supposed to be the same, right? Probably about here, so here, so. Right? If I connect these points, what I have here is a parabola, right? Each of these points, this point is the same distance from here and here, right? I should come out a little bit, right? But this point here is supposed to be the same distance from here and here. Okay? I can open it out a little bit, right? Mine's coming a little too much, right? But this distance here is the same. This distance and this distance is the same. This distance and this distance is the same. Right? So the distance from the point to the focus and the point to the line is the same. That's okay? That's the way we define the parabola. So here is your first parabola. This line here. There's a special line that's equidistant from all the points and a focus. Right? It's a special line. Right? All right, ready? Everything right, so watch here. Let's see if we can develop an equation, right? Let's say that this point here at F, let's say that that point is, let's say that that point is 2a, right? 2a is the x value, it's on the y-axis, so it's 0. Anybody could tell me what this equation here might be? If this is 2a, it's in the middle, what this could probably be? A, right? So we could say that the equation here is x is a. Here's a, here's 2a, and here's in between, right? Everybody okay with that? Nice. Let's see if we can develop an equation. We said that the distance from here to here is the same distance from here to here. So this point here is what? This point more than likely will be a, y. Right? This point is xy, this point is 2a, 0. All right? Let's see if we can develop an equation. Let's call this PF. Let's call this R. Right? So what do we know? We know that PR is equal to PF. Right? PR, let's find it this. Hey, paper around or something. Right? PR is what? PR is x minus a squared plus y minus y squared. And PF, you gotta locate y equal, right? That's the rule, right? It distance from here and here should be equal. Yeah? And here is what? Here will be x minus 2a squared plus y minus 0 squared. Right? Square both sides. Square both sides and see what you end up with. What? Right? So if you square both sides, you'll end up with x minus a squared. And still give it 0. Here you will have x minus 2a squared plus y squared. Right? Expand it out. We will get x squared minus the x squared will cancel. The x squared will cancel. And we will get y squared. I'll bring it across here, right? We'll end up with y squared being equal to, I have 2ax minus 3a squared. How about that? When I square this, y minus 0 squared. So I get y squared. When I square this, I get this. So I get this here as one form of the equation. Not a general form, it's just a form, right? Right? So this is the this is one of the forms of the circle, right? I mean, sorry, of the parabola, but you would recognize that I shifted it a little bit, right? If you look at these here, the general ones that you have to learn, anybody recognize this? Here's a what? Quadratic, right? So the general form here is x squared is equal to 4. The general form here is x squared is equal to 4ay. So you all may recognize the first one as what? Y equal to x squared, right? This first equation here is y is equal to x squared, right? So it means in this first one, a is how much? A is how much? Now one quarter, right? Yeah. A is a quarter, right? So a is equal to a quarter here to get this equation. Okay? And so you have two forms of it. X squared is 4ay. Right here, is it a is more than 0? Right? And x squared is minus 4ay if a is less than 0. This one here is y squared is 4ay. Sorry, 4ax. And this one here, the y squared is minus 4ax. I copy this down. Let's try an example to make it make some more sense, right? Alright, ready? Ready? So watch this here. Everybody have that? Right? So in order for us to sketch this, we need a few things, right? So we could rearrange it like this. Y squared is minus 5x. Can we find a from here? Can we find a from here? So compared to y squared is equal to 4ax, it means that 4a is equal to minus 5. So it means that a is equal to minus 5 on 4. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with this? Are you sure? So what would f be? What would f be? Which version would you use? F is what? Oh, by the way, this would be a focus, this would be a directrix. Right? Look at how if a is more than 0, if a is less than 0. What would it be? F is how much? It will be negative 5 on 4, 0. And what would the directrix be? X is equal to 5 on 4. Right? How are we sketching that? Right? 5 on 4, if that's 1, let me say about here. Right? You remember that this is a vertical line. There's a vertical line, right? So that will be x is equal to 5 on 4. How would it be shaped? Which one are those shapes? First two or is second two? The one on top, right? And because a is less than 0, would it be this one or this one? This one here. Right? So your directrix is here. Minus 5 on 4 is somewhere average, so you'll get a nice shape. Minus 5 on 4. That's your focus point. Try to look something like that. Okay? Directrix, focus. You okay with that? That's all we need. Right? We're not doing any that's not coming from the origin, right? It's all going to come from the origin. Right? All we're doing is we're just making A the subject, right? That's it. Find for A and you know what to do after that. All right? Just pay attention to the form. If it's y squared, we're going with one of these. If it's x squared, you're going with one of these. Okay? Copy it down and try this one if if A is left, if A is positive, use A negative, use right? We can see the A value here. Same concept. Right. Try this quick. Try this quick. Try this one, x squared minus 6y. Sketch it quick. Okay. For you. Your mind. So you know, I got it. I got it. I do. I went by. I have to figure out the next file. Right, so if we have x squared is positive 6y, you'll recognize that it looks like one of these, right? Okay, so we had to figure out which one. Obviously, a is more than 0, so it looks like this one here. But we don't know what is a, so we had to find it. 4a is 6, so a is 6 on 4 or 3 on 2. Right, so what would be our focus? Our focus will be the positive version. So that will be 0, 3 on 2. And y is equal to minus 3 on 2. Right? And you do a little sketch. You already know your shape. Right? You already know your shape, right? And your directrix. Y is minus 3 on 2. And your focus is here, which is positive 3 on 2. That's okay? That's all we need. Directrix and this. Right? The first one I gave you was not at 0, 0. So I'll just give you one example of it not being at 0, 0. Right? But the ones that you have to do, all will be at 0, 0. I want to show you in case you ever see it. All right, so that's what you will end up with. By the way, you should kind of touch the x-axis, right? Okay, so your directrix is y is minus 3 on 2. Please write the equation, right? right? So you're snapping the diagram here. The point is again a sketch, right? There's the x-axis, there's the y-axis, right? And lastly, we need to get the parametric equation, right? So head up parametric equations of a parabola. Right? Parametric equation is there for the first form is this. Y squared is equal to 4ax. And for the second form, anybody can guess? Based on the first form, what do you think the second form will look like? Yeah? All right. No guess, you sure? Will you have a guess in it? Will you have a guess in it? What will be the parametric? Remember, parametric is where you write the equation in terms of a next variable, right? So this is the parametric that will get you this. By the way, how are you going from here to here? Joseph, how are we going from here to here? How are we going from here to here? Substitute what? Right? Right, so to go from, so if we have this, to go from here to the part on top, just make t the subject of the formula. T is y on 2a and drop it in here. So you'll get x is equal to a by y on 2a squared. You'll get x is equal to a by y squared on 4a squared. Right? This a will cancel with the squared, and you'll get x is equal to y squared on 4a. When you cross multiply, you'll get that. You okay with that? So I'm at how we do the next one. I'm at for how we get the next one? X is equal to what? Look at this here. How we get the parametric for this? If you learn one, you should be able to figure out the next. Right? That might help you. Think about it. Which one's squared here? Which one's squared here? The x, right? Which one was squared here? Tell me what you think. Huh? Swap it, yeah. So x will be equal to 2at and y will be equal to 8t squared. Right? Melissa? Right? So you just flip them around for this one. Right? So these are everything that you need to know about parabola. I gave you ellipse and circle. That's the end of coordinate geometry. Yes, yeah, yes, sir. Yeah. Fine, sir. Only A will cancel off here. Yeah. Because remember, y squared over y squared over 4a squared. So A into A squared is A squared. What's that? Alright, but so I square this, I get y squared over 4a squared. I have A on the outside, and I cancel here. For here. Oh no, I cancel. Well, it's looking like I X, but well, I crossed it two of this. All right, I just leaving it like that, right? Or they will figure out what happened. Right, so what you can do is you can put all these shapes together and write a little summary, right? So you know about each one. Right, let's take a look at a couple of past papers. As I told you, you may not see ellipse and parabola. So really, you'll more see this circle, right? And then we jump in right into vectors. The vectors that we're doing is almost identical to what you did in C7, except with 2-dimension, we're now using 3-dimension, X, Y, and Z. Okay? But there's two new things called vector equation of a line and a plane. We're not doing that. All right, copy that down. And let's just do a couple of past papers on this. That's all. The past right? This is 2023. That's all in K minutes. Find the Cartesian equation, right? From that. By looking at it, anybody can guess what type of curve is that? Or what type of curve it is? I no, I work it out. No, that's cosine sine and a parabola. Oh yeah. Find the Cartesian. So you have to get rid of cosine sine, right? Right, so what kind of equation when you do right? Right, do you remember the identity of using? Zachary? Yeah. What is it? Yeah. Parabola. So what's the identity that we use? The sine squared plus the cos squared is 1, right? So you need to know what is sine and what is cos. Oh yeah, find the Cartesian. Right, find the Cartesian, so you have to get rid of cos and sine. Right, so as I said, the identity that we are going to use is cos squared, well, I'm using t, right? Plus sine squared t is 1. So we need to find cos t. Cos t is x on 3. And we need to find sine t. Sine t is y on 4. And then substitute right here. So we'll end up with x on 3 squared plus y on 4 squared is 1. What does this look like? Anybody recognize this? What type of equation is this? Circle or ellipse? Ellipse. Right? So it's an ellipse with center what? What is center of this ellipse? Go back and see now. Nine, tell me now. What's the center? Center is 0, 0. Right? And well, A is 3 and B is 4. A is 3 and B is 4, right? Which one is the major axis there? They didn't ask for all of this, huh? They just want the last line there. What's the major axis? Y or X? X. No, sir, the Y value big. Let's try it. The Y value. And that's it. That's all they asked here in 2023. Let's take a look at one more year. Right, so remember in module 2, you have 2 questions. You'll get an entire question on traits, a piece on coordinate geometry, and a part of the vectors. Right? So there's not much here to get on coordinate geometry. Everybody writing? Next one, try this please. Right, the first part kind of easy. It's 2019. Wait, no, I lied, 2020. 20. This is number 4. Find the center, find the radius, and then they want tangent after. Okay, find the center and find the radius. If you can't remember, you can do like the right and the back. Find the center, find the radius. Oh yeah. I don't know if I remember. I don't think crash course is normally during the Easter vacation, right? You all prefer to have the last 4 days of the vacation off or Easter Monday and Good Friday and those 4 days off. Easter did not so. Right? You got the 4 days. So I'm fishing up the last 4 days class. Right, so we were not on to right, so one thing yeah, I want to not have class the private pure technical matter. I think by 6 days. 6 days pure, 6 days film. Huh? See on like that, number this can be for the exam. So yes, based on the exam. So we got one exam quiz. Alright, so it will be one. We then have one. For which one? Third, yeah. So I don't make a difference. I don't make a difference. Proceeding out. Right after you find that it has more, find the equation tangent after. I know that much, but that's what they give you. Right? What's your I'm gonna shift from this now. Center is what? Center is 5 minus 2, nice. And the radius is the square root of 5 squared plus minus 2 squared minus 5. How much is that? How much? Root 3, 4? Yeah. Right, nice. Now they want the tangent. Do that fast. Tangent at 2, 3. Tangent at 2, 3. Right, for those who forgot, remember you had to find the gradient and so on, right? Right, gradient of radius. I got -5 and 3. Anybody got that? For the radius. So it means that the radius tangent is positive 5 and 3, right? 3 and 5 on it. So the equation is y minus y1 is equal to m by x minus x1. Yeah. So they will get one every weekend. Oh, they will. Right? How much you all got? Nine on 5? Yeah. Right, so your final equation is 5y is equal to 3x plus 9. Everybody get that? Yeah? Let's take it back and make sure, right? 6 on 5 plus 3 is 9 on 5, 15. And the part I'm really interested in before we wrap up this and start vectors, this same question had something like this. The part D. Same here, part D. This is when they give you a locus and you have to work backwards. Right? Take the locus and see if you can work it out. I showed you a few at the beginning. I'm calling it down. Take the info and see if you can figure it out. Please do a sketch. Do a little sketch and start from there. This is be a little more, to be more than the other. Like 4, 5, 6. Right, so it says that PXY is the same distance on the point and the line. What does that sound like before you start to work it out? Which curve it sounds like? Circle, ellipse, or parabola? What do you think? Let me kill one. It was it. Next one. Yes. Mikhail, help me out there now. Mikhail, sorry. Thanks, Adam. Yeah, Mikhail. What does it sound like? A ellipse or parabola? And narrow it down to you. Where? A parabola, nice. Why is it that choose it? Why is a parabola? Right? But which one you all think? Which one you all think it will look like? The one on top or the one below? They didn't have to draw it, but which one I think it will look like? The one on top or the one below? Look at the line. Look at the directrix. The one on top. Which one? Left or right? Left or right? Left. Right? This one here. Right? So it might be something like that. Right? Go ahead. Find what you need. Find what you need. So if you want, you can fall here to here D, here to here D. Right? How you find distance again with one? Distance formula, right? Square root of x2 minus x1, right? Do that fast? Adam, what's the point I'm going to use here? What's the point I'm going to use right there on the line? Go ahead, I want to tell you. Huh? Oh. So the point we use then for the first D A and P, right? Right. What we using for the line x equal to 3? Huh? And we know the x value. The x value is always what? The x value is always 3, right? What would the y value be? 0? No. 0 is not there. Anybody can help me? We need 2 points for 6. Y. 3y. Right? It will be 3y. It could be any y value, not any specific value, right? That line, x is always 3 and y could be anything. That's why we're using 3y. Okay? So use those 2 points now. Find the length of the line and equate them. Use the length of the line formula. Right? And as McKill said, it should be a parabola. One, two, I got the wrong thing. Wait, I got the wrong thing there, sorry. We're looking out 9. 9 is in one. But it finds Sebastian. But it finds Sebastian. Oh, I said, that's it. 1, 2, right? Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Find it fast, it should become a parabola. It should look like a parabola, right? Right, so to do questions like this are diagram important. Right? From the diagram, once you identify the point, it should be easy after that. Finish. Get the equation quickly. Find the D, equate them and solve. Come on, let's get this already. Okay, for let's start up there. So I use the distance formula. I found the distance here and distance here. Now equate them and solve. I did not. You are not done. Quit them. Right, so when you do that and you square both sides, you'll get x squared minus 2x plus 1, y squared minus 4y plus 4, x squared minus 6x plus 9. The x squared will cancel. Right, on the left hand side, I have y squared minus 4y plus 5 is equal to minus 6x plus 9. So you end up with y squared is equal to anybody get that? Right, that's a parabola. Okay, it's not the general form like this because the center is not as the vertex is not as 0, 0. You go lower down. Okay, that's like the first example I gave you all. So this is a parabola. Anybody else got that? Anybody else got that? Right, I don't like how you all did that. Pick the next one. Anybody writing? Anybody writing? Take one more, please. Try that down there, please. Ignore it, right? Oh, you have two part B. Come on, hurry up. Yeah, part please. Let's now zoom back now, right? I say all done. Let's now zoom back out there. Gina. Gina. Akila. Mohammed. Emma. Serena. Serena. Joseph, Savira, Dante, Chloe, Nathan, Mikhail Ramdas, Rema, Lucas, Redwan, Nathan, Spencer, Zachary, Al-Sahim, next to McGill, Rihanna, Edon, Saran, here's all right. Ashad, Mohammed. Next one up, set. Narayan. Sanju. Christian. Isa. Haley. Keshav. Adam. Veer. Sahara, no. Ethan. Judah. Elizabeth. Ashley. Who didn't hear the names? Yeah, that's true. Your name not here, is there? Yeah. Right? Let's check out this one on wrapper blocks, right? Right? I just join them board first and then I will remove this, right? So the point XY is such that 0, 3, right? This is 0, 3. It's 2 times the distance from 5, 2. Right? So XY is 2 times the point moves so that it's distance from 0, 3 is 2 times from right? So if here to here is D, here to here is 2D. That's okay? So it says that a point XY moves so that its distance from 0, 3 is 2 times, oh wait, no, other way around. It's the other way around. The distance from 0, 3 is 2 times the distance from 5, 2. Show that we have a circle. Right? Show that we have a circle. So what's the first thing we need to get? We need to get D, right? D is the square root of x minus 5 squared plus y minus 2 squared. 2D is what? 2D is x minus 0 squared plus y minus 3 squared. Everybody okay with that? The equation, the diagram, really important. If you did what I did first, you'll get the whole thing wrong. Right? So make sure you understand what they're saying and put it in the diagram. What's the next step, Zachary? What's the next step? Well, no, here's 2D. Okay, all right. Let's bring D in here. So you'll get the square root of x minus 5 squared plus y minus 2 squared. So put this here, right? And you'll get x squared plus y minus 3 squared. Common mistake is what? Common mistake is that when we square here, we forget it 2. Right? We forget it 2 here. So you'll end up with 4 by everything in here squared. X squared minus 10x plus 25. Y squared minus 4y plus 4. And here, this will be x squared plus y squared minus 6y plus 9. Expand it out. You'll get 4x squared minus 40x plus 100 plus 4y squared minus 16y plus 6. Bring across everything one time. And we'll end up with what? We'll end up with 3x squared minus 40x minus 10. What number you all got? 116 minus 9. Anybody got up? 107? 107? Anybody get up? So I square both sides and multiply it out. Huh? What you did? Expand it first. But then you got half here. That's not. I'm coming to watch you. Anybody got this? Anybody reach this far? Yes, sir. Anybody online get that? Check and see now. It's 116 minus 9. Is it a circle, Dante? Is it a circle? Where do to make it a circle? Divide by 3. If you divide everything by 3, it becomes a circle. Right? So technically it is a circle as it is there. Right? Copy it down. Right. All right, online. We'll stop there for today.